think a lot of companies in India doing is this hand sanitizer market post the COVID. So they've also launched that and see this as a big opportunity going for them. So they've been very, I mean, quite a good company with as far as their product launches and branding is concerned. He's just trying to reach out. Yeah, he's just joining.
Has he joined, Gaurav?
No, I think he hasn't. Let me just.
Apologies.
Yes, yes, I can hear.
All right. Okay. So
Sorry, I am not well dressed today. I am working from home.
no problem, sir. We have with us Mukundan from India Avenue and the entire investment fraternity from Australia and New Zealand join us for this call. I will let Mukundan introduce you and take this session forward.
Okay.
Yeah, hi. I don't know if you remember, but we met in Australia when you had done your recent trip. I think it was late last year.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've already introduced to the audience Astral and its opportunity and its market leadership. So if you could take us through, what the opportunities have been for the business and what the outlook is like, and how you expect your market leadership will benefit the business during these difficult times and defragmentation of the industry.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. You know my name. My name is Hiranand Savlani. I am associated with this company from 2003 when the top line of this company was $2 million US dollar. From $2 million US dollar to today's journey, you can see it's a great journey with this group. And Astral basically is into the three different vertical of the business. One is our piping vertical, there it is plumbing pipe, agriculture pipe, uh, electric pipe, uh, double wall corrugated pipe, multiple different 13 different categories of pipe is there into this category. Second category, Astral is into the adhesive and sealant business. That business, before I come to the adhesive business, let's give you the opportunity of pipe business. So pipe business in India is roughly about 4.2 billion US dollar opportunity, 4 to 4.2 billion US dollar opportunity. It's a very big market and very fragmented market. 40% of the market is unorganized and 60% is organized. And in this difficult time, post GST and now this post COVID, I can say that even this 60% organized player, out of that, at least 15% are such, 20% maybe are such that they so-called they were calling them as a organized player. Now they are facing a lot of problems because of the working capital problems, because of the balance sheet challenges. So there is a huge scope for the piping business to grow in India for the organized player. So 40% unorganized and 15-20% is the troubled so-called organized player. So there is a huge scope available for a company like Astral or maybe other companies also who are financially strong. They are having a good brand presence in India. So they all will do well. Not necessarily only Astral will do well. All will be having a good opportunity to capture the market share. Of course, we cannot expect that such a big chunk of market of 2 billion kind of market will jump into our side in a short span of 1-2 year or 3 year. It will take time. It may be 5-7 years or 10 years even. Then also it is a very big opportunity for a player like us. Now coming to the adhesive and sealant business market. So adhesive and sealant market of India is roughly about $2 billion opportunity market, where we have done just a beginning of the journey. If you see our number, I am sure you must have downloaded my latest presentation, which we have uploaded on the Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange website, as well as on our company's website. And if you have not downloaded, I can tell the Motilal team to send it to you so that you can go through that presentation. We were consistently growing in ADC also at a 17% CAGR. This year was the exceptional year, not only because of the COVID, but company internally took a bold decision to change the structural things which are required for the long-term point of view. So like we were working on a 3-tier structure. On the top of the tier, stockists were there. On the second level, distributors were there. And on the third level, dealers were there. So we have to pass on the margin to these 3-layer people. So now company has taken a decision that the stockists were taking away 6-7% margin. So why not we put up our own depots and support the market from that depots so that we can save this 6-7% cost, and maintenance of our depot cost will not be more than 2%. So we took a decision and we removed all the stockists last year. Because of that, the last year we were unable to grow our business, because we have to take back the entire stock line with all distributors across the country. And that was a massive exercise for the company. And all stock which we taken back from that we have to show as a sales return. So because of that, we could not grow last year. But now I think that exercise is done. And from this year onward, we are not seeing that kind of problem, structural problem or correction will be required. And so now from here on, we will be focusing on the growth back to our normal growth, which we used to do earlier. And with that change, you can see our presentation there. You will see that the gross margin of our adhesive business is lifetime high. We have first time achieved the 40% GP margin into our adhesive business. So that was a big advantage, I can say, we took out of this correction of this network. Now coming to the third side of the business, that is the infrastructure related product. So infrastructure product is in which that there is a higher dia pipe, we call it DWC, and then there is a specialized agricultural pipe, we call it as a perforated agricultural pipe. Very 1 or 2 players are there in the country who are selling this product. Every company doesn't have that kind of product also. With that pipe, you can improve the fertility of your land, because it absorbs all the moistures and all this thing from the land, and it can make your land so fertile so that you can grow a more crop. So this is a very innovative product, an innovative concept. Unfortunately, that concept is not still popular in the country. Only few states like Maharashtra and other have adopted this culture, and they are taking the advantage. So now with that product, we want to give it to the other state governments also. Our team post-COVID will go to every government department and try to educate, because now government of India's focus on the agriculture is increasing in a big way. So they want to double the farm revenue of the farmer. So I'm sure they will slowly and gradually will accept this new innovative products. So that is the another product into that category. And then there is a telecom related cable ductings and all that related products are there, because these ductings are mainly fire resistant ducting. So if you cover the cable through this ducting, even if the fire took place, nothing will happen to your cabling or anything. And fourth product is the cable related, you can say telecom related pipes. That pipe is also a very good quality of pipe and very well demand in India also. So that product acceptance is also improving in the country, and lot of spending is happening into the telecom side also in India. So that product has also very bright future. But this all infra related product, we have just acquired the company last year, and we are just learning. We are having a very limited knowledge of that product. So slowly and gradually we are learning that products, and we are being in a close touch with our old team from the company from where we acquired this product. And we are trying to see that how best way we can market this product, as well as we can get it approval from the various government authorities so that we can ramp up that volumes. So with the time, I'm sure that volume will also start picking up. And ultimately, being an infrastructure product, they are historically they have a very good margins also. Last year was the abnormal year because we took over, so a lot of write-off was there. We cleaned up entire balance sheets and everything. So because of that, the EBITDA margin came down to almost 6% level. But this year again, we are back to 15-16% EBITDA level. So these businesses are a great margin business also, and we see a very, very bright future for that products also. So all this product today, the market opportunity is roughly about $1 billion market opportunity. But going forward, once this acceptance ratio will improve and many government will accept this kind of product and approve this kind of product, then there are high probability that the market opportunity in the coming time will also improve. So this all is basically our existing business. Roughly about 4 to 4.2 billion is the pipe, 2 billion is the adhesive, 1 billion is the infrastructure. So roughly about 7 billion kind of market size is there. Within that we are working. So if you compare our company's number, we have just done a minuscule. We have to do a lot hard work to capture the more market share. This I can say just a beginning of the journey. So we are also learning the market, and slowly and gradually we are trying to improve our market share. And we are quite confident that over a period of time, we will keep growing our market share in the market. And now being this kind of environment where a lot of people are facing the challenges, in that kind of environment, a company like Astral has a more scope to grow the market share because our financials are so robust that we are not having much debt also. If you can go through my presentation also, this company has a hearty 55 crore rupees of debt, which is looking to the size of the company is nothing. So practically you can call it as a zero debt company. And we have enough opportunity to grow our business in this kind of environment. So these are the basically three different categories in which we are working. Another thing which I wanted to highlight in my presentation, which is I'm sure will be with you. If you can go through the presentation, you will see that in last 5 years, we have improved our GP margin of pipe business by almost 10% level. And if you see the adhesive and the sealant margin also, we have tried to improve to 9 to 10% kind of level. So, thank you very much for putting this presentation. Can you take it to the GP slide of pipe business?
I will just take to that slide. Gaurav here, sir.
Yeah.
You can just let me where to stop. Probably it's in the end, is it?
You have to go to the financials.
Sure, I'm just going.
Yes, now it will come.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can break it here. So
Yeah.
you can see from 26% to 36%. So almost 10% improvement into the GP margin. See, whenever company improve the GP margin and with the volume will grow, then the operational leverage will also come to the company. Today you see that we are using our plant at the capacity level of 58 to 60%. So when you are at a 60% utilization and having a gross margin of 36%, if you take it this capacity utilization to 80% level, then there are high probability that we can improve the margins further. I'm not talking about this scenario of COVID kind of scenario, but I'm talking about the general kind of scenario. Then there are high probability that our margin can further expand from here on. That probability is also there. And secondly, why we were utilizing our capacity 60%? The reason is that we were de-risking our plant, or I can say decentralizing our plants to a different zone of the country. Like we started our journey from plant in west of India, and then we enter into the southern part of India. Last year we enter into the northern part of the India, and now this year we are going to the eastern part of the India. So we want to cover the 4 zone so that any customer place the order to us, we can deliver him within 24 hours. That is what the mindset of the management, that customer should not wait more than 24 hours. If they are placing order today, by tomorrow closing day, he should be delivered by the lorry. So that is what the target, and considering that in mind, we are continuously increasing the capacity. Though our utilization is low, still we are increasing the capacity to take the advantage of geographical things. Secondly, in pipe industry, logistic cost play very important role. Logistic cost is very high. So in that case, when the logistic cost is very high, having a plant near to the market is always a good opportunity for company to grow the market share. If you are near to the market, then there is a high probability that a customer will be associated with you. Secondly, not only logistic cost, but storing. Storing is also another challenge for the dealer and distributor community, because pipe is such a hollow thing. So there more of air is there than the weight. So you need a more space also. When you are working in a city area or maybe a village area in a prime locality, then storing the material is the another challenge to any distributor or a dealer. So if you are near to the market, they can place the order in 24 hours. If you are delivering them, I am sure they will be happy. They will be saving not only their working capital cost, but they will be saving sizably their interest cost also for the storage or rental cost, you can say. So that is a big advantage to the dealer and distributor. So we decided that we have to go to the all geography. So all 3 geography we have covered. This year we are targeting to the 4th geography. After that, I am quite confident that whatever 58-60% you are seeing the capacity utilization, that capacity utilization will increase to maybe 80% kind of level. So till that break, we will not be doing any capex. So all your return ratio, whatever you call it, ROC, ROI and all the ratios will shoot up in the next coming 2 years once this capacity utilization will improve. So this improvement you will see from the 22 onward, because this 21 again we are targeting to put up the plant in east. So some capex will be there, but after that capex will be negligible. So then you will see that the return ratio will improve a sizable level. Now coming to the, can you go back to the top again, the number of days working capital cycle? This is very, this is very important slide to understand that in a difficult time also, if you see consistently, we have tried to improve our receivable days. The orange line which you can see, it belongs to receivable days from 65 to 49 days last year, and again 32 this year. This year is the abnormal year which cannot be considered as our improvement, I can say, because we lost around 150 to 175 crore rupees of business in last 10-12 days of March in our peak year-end sale. So because of that, the receivable days have drastically dropped and inventory has gone up. So it is magically compensated each other. But otherwise also, we are trying to improve our receivable days drastically in the coming days also. We are targeting to go to below 30 level kind of level in the coming days. And that will improve our working capital cycle also. And inventory also, you will see that we are trying to on an average maintain around 2 month kind of inventory, because CPVC is an imported material, and because of imported material we have to keep the higher inventory with us. And secondly, we are getting 120 days credit into the imported material. So practically we need not to deploy our own working capital also. So normally we try to keep an inventory at the similar level of 60 days kind of. This is about the abnormal year, because last we lost 150, 175 crore sale. That's why inventory days has gone up. So overall, if you see the piping business, the margins are decent. Growth is reasonably good. Can you go to the next slide of this 11 months growth versus March? Yes. So if you can see this number, that till February absolutely was going well. We were growing at a 17% top line into the volume terms as well as value terms. Then all of a sudden in March, this problem started. See how our industry work. I can first explain you that why the last 15 days of every month is critical for us. Because first 15 days, normally previous month sale is month end sale will be high. So all our depots are empty. So we have to refill all our depot across the country. We are having 10, 12 depots across the country. From plant, material goes to the depot from 1st to 15th of the month. And from 15th of the month onward, we start dispatching to the market. And we start filling the requirement of the market. Because from 1st to 15, we have to focus on to the receivable side also. We have to collect the maximum receivable from the market so that our outstanding should not go up. So that is the reason that always the month-end side sale is always high. And this is not related to our company, even other companies also normally they do the month-end sale high because everyone is careful about the receivable. So they try at the beginning of the month, they try to collect the receivable, and at the end of the month, they try to supply the product to the market. So otherwise, I don't see any problem into the number except this accidental thing happened. And because of that, my March number was lost heavily. But otherwise, consistently, we are growing. Consistently, we are trying to improve our margin. Consistently, we are going to improve our EBITDA margin also. So basically, a steady kind of business environment is there. I don't think any big challenge is there. Similar trend you will see into the adhesive business also. We were growing flat because of the structural correction. A lot of material we taken back, so it was treated as a sales return. So my sales was reduced to that extent. Otherwise, last year also I was growing in first 11 months. And at the primary level, of course, we were growing. But at the secondary level, because we have taken back the material, so it is showing as a flat growth. But this year onward, we are of the view that we will try to improve ourselves once this situation will normalize. Right now, still the situation is getting normalized. Rural India is trying to improve a lot compared to the urban India, or I can say the metro cities or tier 1 cities. Rural India is improving a lot. And that is the reason we are already back to the action and we have started selling the product into the market. And initial response from the market is good. So we'll see that how best way we can capture this opportunity. Maybe 1 or 2 quarter will be slow, may not be back to the normal kind of growth also, because still people are scary. Slowly and gradually lockdown is getting clear. So it will take time. Lot of issue relating to the migrant labor is also going on to the construction sites also. So there are a lot of challenges going on into the market. So under this challenging, going back to the normal business is practically not possible for any company to do that thing. So the same thing with us also. We don't want to give unnecessary false promises to you guys that, okay, everything is good and we are going to grow in a big way from here on. No, it will take at least 3 to 4 months minimum. So we are of the view that first 2 quarter will be slow. And from third quarter onward, we are of the view that we'll be back to the action and we'll start growing the businesses. The best part is that in our industry that the first half is 40% and the second half is almost 60% of the business. So that is another advantage. And the first quarter itself is 18% kind of revenue. So even if we lost some revenue in the first quarter, the amount will be not that high because the quarter is slow in terms of seasonality. And secondly, we have lost our sizable sale in March. So next year Q4 will be robust because the base will be very low. So this advantage will be there, but it's too early to comment on all this number game at this stage. As of today, we are of the view that first we try to settle down ourselves. We have to take care of our employees also. We have to take care of our seniors also, the safety part of that, our plant people safety. So for us, it is more important at this stage rather than only business. So we are slowly and gradually coming into the action. We don't want to jump in quickly for the sake of business. So unnecessary, we don't want to see that any problem comes to our side and our people get affected. So we will go slow way. Maybe 1 or 2 quarter we may not be able to grow compared to last year, but that's fine. We are ready for that also. But we are quite confident that second half should be better if the normalcy will come back to India by June end. That is what everybody is talking about, the government side and the other people. But I am not an expert into the medical side. So it's too premature for me to tell with high conviction that we will be back to normalcy by June end. This is the what messages we are getting from the market. To what extent they are right or wrong, I don't know. But it looks like that. If that is the case, by June end things will settle down. Then I am sure that coming quarter will be much better off than what is we lost in the first quarter. But that's okay. I have not alone lost. Every company has lost. So that's fine. in business that happen that every time you can't make money. So I think with this, I want to close my initial remarks, and then I will be more happy to go to the Q&A session so that everyone can get it clear from their questions or doubts or anything they want to know about the company. I will be happy to share.
Mr. Salvi, I have an initial question which is also related to the discussion that we had when you came to Australia. 2 points. One was in regards to the introduction of GST in India and the way it changed organized business versus unorganized business. If you could comment on how that impacted your business as India went more towards shifting from unorganized to organized. That's one thing. And secondly, you also made the comment in our boardroom that, perhaps if for the next 2 years there's some continuing difficulty, then it actually will lead to the businesses with strong market share thriving out of that difficulty. Obviously COVID has come in the middle of that, but can you comment on those 2 areas?
So your first question was regarding the shifting of unorganized to organized post GST era, correct?
Yeah.
So yes, it has helped us. GST is working very well. Initial teething problems were there. So because of that, a lot of people have started facing problems relating to the software, relating to filing the paperwork with the government. So that teething problem, everyone passed through, including us also, because software was not up to the mark what government originally planned. But ultimately, this all teething problems are through now. Now, I don't think anyone has a problem as far as the machinery part or a software part is concerned. So now everything in the GST side is clear. With that, lot of unorganized players who had a practice of doing evasion of taxes and all, they have caught by government. They have been punished by the government. And still that work is also, some players are still not understanding and they still are trying to follow the shortcut rules. But that's the way every country works, that every 100% cannot be an honest person. So few percentage will be like that only, and government is trying to punish them and they are punishing so heavily to them. So most of the time we feel that they will not be in a position to come back to the business. That kind of penalty or that kind of punishment government is trying to give it to them. So slowly and gradually this will improve, because when a country was more and more dependent on a cash culture, now bringing them everyone to the digital culture and bringing them everyone to the GST culture is a process. It cannot happen in 1 year or 2 years. But we are quite confident in the 5-year journey, this process will be done. And you will see that a lot of shift will take place from unorganized to organized side. And that is the reason you can see on a higher base also we were growing at a 17%. I am removing the March month of COVID, but otherwise you see we were doing fantastically. So there is no reason that we can say that that concept is not working. So GST is working very well in India, and slowly and gradually, and with this further pain to the COVID kind of situation, I'm sure the smaller player will be butchered like anything, and it will be very, very difficult for them to come back and do the business what they used to do earlier. But again, Indian peoples are very smart people. So I can't say that the 100% will move to the organized side. There will be a certain percentage of ratio in every businesses. It depends on business to business, but there are high probability that this business, this kind of scenario will continue for some more time, maybe another 2-3 years also, or maybe 5 years also. But one thing is very 100% confidently we can say that that ratio is coming down. So whatever we were seeing earlier, that is not the situation. You see, economy is not growing that great. Still, we guys are growing at that robust level. That is a clear indication that we are not a great people. Basically, we are taking the market share of somebody. That is the reason we are growing at 70%. Otherwise, on this higher base, economy is not growing so fast. But that's the reason that shift is taking place. That's why we are capturing the market share of that people. And this post-COVID, we are feeling that it will be speed that process. So let's wait and see how the situation is getting developed. And after that, we will keep communicating to you how what the things are happening on the ground. But it's a process. Over a period of time, it will be completed. So we have to be patient. We cannot jump in that within 1 year everything will be done. So what was your second question?
So the second question, you answered it in terms of industry defragmenting and the market leaders taking market share. Um, so one more question to add on was, Astral is seen as an infrastructure play and linkages to India's infrastructure, yet India's infrastructure keeps sort of spluttering, and there is periods where the government focuses on it and talks about it, but also then there are stops and starts to infrastructure. How linked are you to the infrastructure cycle?
So see, my core business for infrastructure is hardly 7%. That is the REX related product. But my core business of piping is not related to the infrastructure. You see, we are into the agriculture also. We are into the column pipe also. These are not an infrastructure related thing. We are into the electrical pipe also. 50% of our demand is coming from the replacement side of the business. So there is no play of infrastructure into that side. Only infrastructure to the extent is the airport, hotel, or such kind of big projects is there. So as a company as a whole, my ADSU, my infra, all put together, I don't think my dependency on this kind of project business is more than 25%. Not more than that. So I don't think we are an infrastructure company. Of course, my certain products are related to the infrastructure. So people might be having that impression that we are an infrastructure pay company, but practically not at all. My adhesive business is going zero into the infrastructure. So it is completely on the maintenance side, or either it is a joining of the pipe for this agriculture or maybe plumbing related pipe. So practically, I think it is a misconception that people are treating me as an infrastructure company. Secondly, in our company, we don't deal 100 rupee business with the government. 100 rupees, I am telling you. We 100% sell it to our distributor only. So even whatever business we are doing with the government to some extent, that also is covered through the distribution network. So distributor is taking the risk. I am not taking the risk to that side also. So my collection is safe into that side also. And we categorically telling our distributor, if you have a confidence to get money from the government, you deal it, otherwise don't deal it. We are not forcing you to deal with that. So I don't think that we are much of the dependent on infra pipe. Yes, of course, certain portion of the business is dependent. But on the contrary, my view is different than I don't know if people right now listening me, I may be wrong also. Normally, whenever the economy goes down, the first spending takes place from the government side. Government has to kickstart the economy. Private investment will come at a later stage. Private people are opportunistic people. When they will see demand, then only they will put money and they will commit to the capex. Government doesn't go in that kind of way. Government has to support the economy. So government will spend more money at the beginning stage, then the private investment comes in. This is what my limited understanding. I may be wrong also. I don't want to claim that I am right, others are wrong. But this is what my limited knowledge, what I have gained of my education, my study, and my experience of so many years, that government normally spend high when there is a problem into the economic side. So I don't think that side of business will be heavily affected. Whatever my 20% dependency is there into that side will not be affected so heavily. And some other opportunity will also come. Whenever there is a problem, there is an opportunity. Now we have to see how we are looking into that opportunity. It's a way of looking how you are taking into that. Like in this COVID, we introduced the hand sanitizer. And we produced only 30-35 lakh rupees of, we just wanted to test the market. And a very first day pre-booking session, 100% sold out. So you have to see where the opportunity is there. We are a business community. We always see the opportunity. Now every day I see the dark side of the business. I can't function. I have to be very positive. Being a leader, we cannot tell that now opportunity is not that you sleep. No, we have to find out. We have to create opportunity. Market always give the opportunity to every businessman to create the opportunity. You find the opportunity. It is up to us how much we are able to capture that part. That is depend on the every management, and that is where you can see there is a differentiation between management to management. So we are very positive. I don't think that any situation we take negatively. We always take it positively. Of course, everything may not be working out as per your wish, but ultimately, if you are doing hard work, something will come to you also. So we have to be always positive in every environment. It's not only COVID. In past also so many things has happened. When we left Lubrizol, people were crying that Astral will be lost because I took a challenge of 800 crore rupees of business at that time. I was dependent on Lubrizol on 60% of my business. But still I took the challenge and we proved that we can come out from such a big tie-up also. And we today working very well. We did everything backward integration. We established our own brand also. And that brand is working very well today. So we have to be positive. I'm telling you, out of 10 decisions, 3 decisions may be wrong also. That doesn't mean that we should disappoint. 7 are good. Let us bang on 7 and keep continue in the market. So that is where our management has taught us, and we work on that philosophy only. Whether right or wrong, that time only tell. Ultimately, number speaks end of the day. But we are at our level, we are always a positive, and we take it always every situation as an opportunity, and we have to find out our own way.
All right. Sir, I have a couple of questions, and the pipes business unquestionably is something that you build from scratch, and it's something which people aspire to grow and see. This question that I have is pertaining to the adhesive business and also to the other part. So the first part of the question is the adhesive business that you have started, you are actually going against an incumbent which is very strong. So how do you plan to compete with them, and what are the competitive advantage you bring to the table in that segment? And second question, and this relates to your this whole point of opportunity, is that is there any way you can leverage the assets that you have in your core business or capability you have in your core business across these other businesses in terms of synergy? So one, adhesive; second, synergies between businesses.
Very good question. Very good question. See, you rightly said that the competitors are not a small person. So when we acquired this business, that time also we were knowing. But we simply follow one simple thing, that India is such a great country and such a vast country. One person cannot control the entire country. If whatsoever bigger person will be there, he always leaves some room for other to play. Like today in pipe business, CPVC, I was the alone at one point of time. So slowly and gradually other people also joined, and they also got market share in the market. And not only they got the market share, but they expanded the market. That's a very big thing to understand, that when competitor comes, it is not necessary you are going to be affected, but you are going to create the market share also, market pie also, I can say. So that is what we understood, and we thought that let's enter into this business, because other all respect that business was great. Profitability point of view, ROC point of view, working capital point of view, all respect this adhesive business and sealant business was great for us. Now your question that other big guys is there. You leave it Gaurav, 1 year's number, current year's number, because that was our structural correction. And I am not telling this number today. If you see my commentary of Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, consistently we have maintained and said to the market that we are doing structural correction. We will not be able to grow this year. So this we have communicated every investor community, every analyst community well in advance, that we are doing structural correction. It will take time to be completed. So this year will be lost for us in terms of growth. But in terms of growth in my number, not in the primary market still I have grown. You remove this year, you go back to the last 4 years. I will be happy if somebody can put up that slide of adhesive business from the presentation. I can show you that how fast we were growing. Though we were a newcomer, we were having zero knowledge of this adhesive business. In spite of that, we were growing at a 17% CAGR. I think if you can put the slide, I have a number on my toe, that 17% CAGR we were growing in last 4 years. You can open up the adhesive slide in the financial side. Yes. I have given it 2 line of CAGR. Orange is with this year, blue is prior to COVID year. So you can see here, You've grown up 17% CAGR. Now you tell me a newcomer guy entering into the business and growing its revenue by 17% and EBITDA by 27%. Do you think it's a small growth? Even my competitor whom you are referring, he is not growing at that pace. You can see his number also. What I am growing at a 17-18% CAGR. So I have done reasonably good. Of course, my base is very low. So on a lower base, growing higher percentage is also one of the reason. I don't claim that I have done something extraordinary thing. But we can't say that we are not growing. Competitor is there, so we will not be able to grow. In this new business also, 17% growth is that. Rather than growth, I will be more happy to see the profitability. We have improved our profitability also. So it is a profitable growth. It is not only sake of just market share gaining, throw product at a throwaway price and sacrifice every EBITDA, just burn the cash and grow the business. No, we don't believe in that theory. And
So, sir,
secondly,
I think just to add here, I mean, we don't deny this that you've done phenomenally well in spite of a big player. What I think the question was pertaining to as to how do you differentiate in such a tough environment? How does Astral differentiate and make a mark for themselves in this market? So, what is that you have done?
So I think this question will be covered in what your second question was there. So the
Okay.
biggest strength of Astral is the network. Today, Astral is having 31,000 dealers with them, 800 plus distributor with them. Reginova has 150,000, 30,000 active counter and more than 2 lakh counter is inactive counter. Once in a while it comes. So I have removed this year from the presentation of inactive counter, which comes once in a while. Till last year presentation, I used to write 400,000, 4 lakh counter into the adhesive. But this year we said no. Now every counter we have mapped up with our system because we are putting up a lot of loyalty programs also. So we have mapped up like such a way so that we can monitor the active counter. Otherwise our focus was lost because 4 lakh counter is there. We were happy 400,000 counters are there. But when I convert into the per counter sale, it was nothing. So we said the marketing people don't misguide us. Give us the only active counter. Whatever active counter is with you, you tell us that only, and then whosoever are the dormant counter whom you are converting into active, then you can add that counter. So we can have a focus approach. Which are the counter, which are the active counter, we can focus on that. So now this whole loyalty program related softwares and all, this is helping us. So now I can see this counter is this city, this area, this person is in charge of that counter, his mobile number, everything now data is available with me. Earlier, it was just a rough guess of the team and we were believing on that. We said, no, we want the transparency. So we spent sizable money into the softwares and all. And we have tried to see that we can capture everything and we can go into the right direction of the growth rather than growing in the air. It is always better to grow in a planned way rather than unplanned way. So this is the biggest strength of network in Astral. Second biggest strength, what your second question was that, what are the other lever to Astral? That is a brand Astral. Today, brand Astral is known to each and every nook and corner of the country. You go to the small place also now, you tell them Salman Khan wala Astral, everybody remember that. Astral company. So this is the tagline. People go to the counter and tell, "Ke bhai, abhi mere ko Salman Khan wala pipe do na." That is what the brand strength is there in the market. So second thing is that the brand strength is there, and that is what we are banging on that. And that way, not only helping the pipe business, but that is helping to the adhesive side of the business also. Today, I can tell you the big builder, which were never ever meeting Reginova team, our adhesive team. Today, any my team member is going to the builder's place and giving the card of Astral, he is immediately calling him into the cabin and he's sitting with and he's understanding his product, which was not at all there earlier. So last 2 years, that is the big change has taken place. That we have changed the printing card of our Reginova and we have put everywhere the Astral logo so that people recognize by Astral, not by Reginova. So that is the biggest change we have brought, and every product of Reginova, we are putting our Astral logo also. So that people know that this is the Astral Group company, because Astral, we are spending crores of rupees in branding activity. You see in last 5 years, what the budget we have given to the brand building exercise. And today we are seeing this margin because of that strength of a brand. Otherwise, in the plastic business and that to piping business, growing a margin of 10%, It's not easy. Many people tell me, Iranji, you are a commodity. Plastic is a commodity. But I say, though you might be treating me the commodity, but I am selling my product as a brand, which you can see very well from my number also. So that is the change which I have seen in the last 2-3 years into the adhesive side of the business. And that is why you can see that we have improved our margins also, we have improved our EBITDA also. And that is how we are growing. But still, I can say we have done a beginning of the journey. Lot of things we have to do. We are learning every day. We are also a newcomer, so I can't say that we are expert into the adhesive side of the business. We are a newcomer. We are learning I can say every month, every day we are learning. So we'll see that how best way we can engage that thing.
All right. I think, sir, for want of time, we'll have to take that as the last question. And if I can just sum up, I think Astral story is quite a bit like an India story, where we have opportunity in any and all the adversity, as well as the fact that we have a long way to grow in terms of just like our country, as well as Astral, I think, has immense opportunity. So with that, sir, thank you so much. I think it was a wonderful session.
Thank you very much. And I am again giving the disclosure to all the investors who are listening me that this situation is very difficult to understand by anyone. So we cannot give you a right guidance. What will be the situation going forward? We are still understanding, still we are learning in the market. Of course, May month was extraordinary month, so we have done a reasonably good number. But that doesn't mean that June, July, August onward, we will be going back to the normalcy. It will take time. So couple of quarter will be a challenging quarter for us. So whenever you take your decision, keep that thing in your mind and then you take your decision. Because it's too early to comment on 3-week or 4 weeks number. So please, I humbly request you, check from your own sources what is happening on ground, and then you take your conscious decision. Because as a management, we will not be in a position to guide you at this stage by working off just 3 or 4 weeks of post-COVID. So take your own decision with extra care. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Stay safe. Thank you everyone for joining for this session.